Good morning. Been trying to make a better version of this video for a couple of days here. Let's see if we can get this figured out. Okay. We're talking man down defense here. I've got some quarters here with some triangles. The way I do this is the top of the triangle is where you're oriented as a player. So this player is looking toward the ball here. So is all the other players right there. So just so you understand that when I move them around the field. Okay, so when we're in a man down, here's our goalie. He's in the goal. We're usually we have five or four players. Hopefully it's only five. And what we have to do here is we have to have a zone, and it needs to be a tight zone. So we tend to do this little formation here with four players on the outside making a box and one player on the middle when the other team has a player in the middle. Okay, when the other team has a player in the crease, in this area here, we have to have someone on him fronting that player, keep staying between the ball and that player so that they don't get a quick feed inside and a dunk on the goal, okay? So the formation tends to be like this. And I'm going to give you the mechanics of it before putting the other, like the offensive team out there, just so you understand. This player here has a lot of responsibility, this player in the middle. I call him the Hawk. He's also been called the Rover, the Seeker, because he's really busy, depending on the formation that the opposing team has decided to use, okay? Obviously, if there's a ball on crease, he's always in front of him. So if I put a guy here, that's an offensive guy, we're going to turn and be in front of the ball. This is the ball out here. If the ball moves and this guy moves over here, we're going to front him. If it gets back here and this guy's here, like on crease, we're going to front him. Okay, that part of the responsibility of this Hawk is pretty easy. Okay, but let's say the team is all around is in an open set, and in an open set, they have players, no one on the crease, but the players are all on the outside. When the opposing team has an open set, this guy in the middle kind of works kind of a pseudo diamond formation, okay? What he does is, if the team has a player straight up top and straight at the bottom, so someone here, an ex-attackman, and maybe I'll just put a T there for the guy up top, this Hawk has to play them. If the ball is up top, he's got to play the top guy. If the ball ends up at X, he's down here. I know that looks like a long run, but normally the ball moves around, and I'll show you in a second how this Hawk just kind of moves with the ball, and then eventually gets here at X. Okay, so he's fronting the player when they have someone on the crease, and his second responsibility is to play the individual players at top and X, and then the rest of his responsibilities are to replace his teammates as they have to go out and cover their man in their zone. Remember, this is a zone. This is definitely a zone. Everyone kind of has a zone and responsibility, okay? So the Hawk replaces these guys around the outside when they have to come out a little bit to cover. And remember, we're in a zone, so we do not want to come out very far, okay? Here, let me wipe this and then set everybody back up and kind of show you what I mean. Yeah, let's hit the camera. That's great. Okay. So now this Hawk is usually the LSM or just a really, really athletic player that we give them a pole Okay, this one here tends to be a short stick midi. Well, one of the two up here is going to be a short stick midi. The other is going to be a deep hole. So deep hole, deep hole, deep hole, short stick midi, for example. And then another pole here playing this role of hawk. All right, let's put offense out there, and we'll put nobody on the crease so you can see what I'm talking about. Normally when they don't put anyone on the crease, they'll do an open set. Sometimes it's a 1, 2, 2, 1. That's what we'll do here. Okay, 1, 2, 2, 1. Ball up top has the ball. You see how his triangle's oriented. He's got the ball in his right hand. These guys are all looking at the ball. And then here we go. Now, when this happens, and if he's not too far out, we're gonna get up here, and the hawk is gonna cover him. Okay, he's right up the middle, so you really just need to front him here so that he doesn't beat us to the middle. If he takes and turns this way, you're gonna push him out. Okay, just like normal, hand-to-hand combat man defense. Okay. All right, so anyway, we're going to sink in here as much as we can, okay? We see the ball, we see our man. This guy's going to turn a little bit so he can see the ball, see his man. This guy's back here. He can see, turn maybe a little bit here so he can see the ball and see his man. And again, his man really is whoever is in his zone, okay? We're talking zone here. Same thing here. So now I've got everyone kind of oriented where we want them. So the hawk is up here covering. If the ball moves here, the guy in this zone needs to come out, and the hawk drops down and replaces him. Okay, see that? Once when it moves down low, guess what? This man comes out, the hawk drops down and replaces him. This man sinks. These guys have turned, and they're getting more toward the center line because why? They're on the backside. The ball is over here, so they can come in. Now, this guy is ball watching, right? We don't want that. Maybe he should do that. This guy's ball watching. Maybe he should do this, right? Okay, so that way he can see. He can see his man, and he can see the ball, right? This guy can sink down a little bit too to help. All right, now the ball's back at X. Remember, we talked about we're in an open set. There's no one on the crease. And the ball is at either X or the top. We're going to come down and play him, and our defenders are going to scrunch in, right? We can sink down lower here. Why? Ball's way down here. These top side guys can sink lower, right? Kind of right up the middle, but still you need to be able to make sure you can see your man and see the ball, right? When the ball gets back over here, guess what? We're coming out, we're replacing here. Now we still have our nice little tight structured zone. Okay, all the way, ball makes its way all the way back to the top. Hawk, you got to get up there, and the rest of the guys, you gotta position yourself the best way to defend the play. Okay. All right, and like I said, if they put someone on the crease, decide to do something like that, which a lot of teams will do in man up, a lot of times they won't even have someone at X. Okay, then our hawk's got to come cover that, and we've got to scrunch in here, and yeah, there's a guy up top. At any extreme, we're really just not going to give him a whole lot, because if we get this guy to go play, now this guy's going to have to split the two, and that's not the best ideal situation. So at any of the extremes, if they have a guy on the crease, we're not playing him. Okay, understand that? Let's say they put a guy at X here, right? And they decide to do kind of a 1 or a 2-3, 2-3-1. If that ball gets back here, because we've got the hawk having to cover crease, we're just going to pinch the pipes here. We're just pinching the pipes. We're not playing this guy at either extreme when there's someone on the crease. Okay. Slide responsibilities. pretty much we're going to slide from the crease when we have someone on crease, and we're going to slide adjacent when we don't have someone on the crease. So let's say they're in that open set, the 2-2-2. See that 2-2-2 open set? Okay, there's an open set. The ball's over here, right? So this guy's out a little bit and the hawk is replaced. Okay, who is going to slide here? Well, right now it's this guy. He happens to be the hawk right now, but it is this guy. He's our slide. Okay, there's not really a whole lot of need for a 2, but my guess is they're gonna cut and have a cutter come in. So we're gonna sink down here and be ready. Got that? So let's say we're out here on the wing. They're out here on the wing, and they decide, I don't know why, when you're man up, you're gonna, dodge cage from out there. But let's say they do. Okay, he's out. Well, I'm sorry, he's gonna be out. The hawk is sitting here, who has as he's replaced him. If he goes this way, you're the slide. Okay. If he beats him and comes at him at this player, he's the slide, and he's the 2. Okay. Just remember, it's the slide in this is the really the guy that's closest based on where the dodge comes from. All right, so hopefully that explains the man down defense. We'll talk about who plays what position when we get to the game, but we normally like our hawk to be one of our more athletic guys, more disruptive types, but someone who can also recover quickly. So we'll talk about the personnel when we get there. All right, thanks for watching.